Hello and welcome back. Well, things have gone from bad to worse up here. We not only are getting flooded out, but we're having cold snaps in between the storms coming off the Gulf of Alaska and from the North Pacific. And one recent cold snap in between storms dropped into the low 20s here where I live. And I went out the next morning to check on my rig because I've had it totally packed, raring to go, just waiting for the time when we had some decent weather to get out and do some camping in the state parks as I had planned. But that morning I went out, walked out to the driveway, and I noticed all these little like diamonds all over the ground. And I looked at it and said, wait, those are not diamonds. That's glass. And then I went to the rear of my RV, looked at the rear, and the rear cargo door window on the driver's side had crystallized and shattered. And it was in the early morning thaw, crumbling like a dry cookie. Well, I just like, what the heck happened here? And of course, at first I thought some hooligan in the nighttime had thrown a stone at the window and caused that to happen. So I took my hand, I went really carefully all over the outside of the window and looked at it, and I could not perceive any point of impact of a thrown object. Anyway, I had the darn thing all packed up so nice for an RV trip of a weekend or longer to take off with the girls once we had a break in this weather. And then this happens. So, of course, to protect everything on the inside of the RV that I had packed, I had to totally unload everything in that RV just to protect it from any possibility of dampness inside or anything else. And then I drove up and plugged it in the shore power to try to keep the inside warm enough that nothing in there will freeze. Then I had to figure out how I'm going to replace this window. Now my RV is a 13-year-old Mercedes Sprinter van RV, and I called around some glass shops and they didn't seem to have a clue on how to replace this window because it was such an old Mercedes Sprinter van. So then I called Mercedes. Mercedes said, well, we'd like to help you, but we are scheduled out into March of 2022 already. But they did send me to a glass repair shop that they contract for working for them. And this guy was even so busy he couldn't come to me for a couple of days. So I'm waiting on him to show up and look at the glass and tell me if he can replace it or not. The worst case scenario is I'd have to have a custom piece of glass, same type, shade and everything, cut and then put in place. So anyway, that's where we are. We're stuck waiting for somebody to find the knowledge and the template, whatever they have left, to replace the window with the same type of glass, the same shade and everything, and put it in properly and do the job well. So I'm kind of at a standstill right now. I had hoped to have had 2 or more videos already out on camping in the Washington State parks this fall in their damp off season. And don't know if you can see that, but the weather up here in the Northwest in the winter is extremely cold. It's a damp coldness that penetrates you to the bone. Like, I've lived in climates where the cold is a dry cold, where you go out there and just blow the snow off your car. Well, here, because there's so much moisture in the air in the winter, that when it snows, you go out there with a chisel to get the frozen snow off your car. Or you make a snowball, which turns into an ice ball. So, anyway, yep, it's still raining, still storming. We have a break right now. In between these big storms, there seems to be 1 or 2 days of a break. It could be a glimpse of sun, or it could be just damp, cold, and overcast before the next one hits us. But the winters up here, or the falls, are getting worse every year. It's a mixed bag. You don't know what to expect anymore. Oh, anyway, I'm still going to try to make some videos, whatever I can. So I got something to offer you guys out there. If you would, please go back and look at my older videos of a year, 2 years ago. I started making videos as just a travel log of my life back 2018 when I first bought my RV. And it's pretty interesting watching those videos and then watching some of my more current ones, how I present them, start them, the dialogue and stuff. There are a series of earlier winery tours I did a year or two ago through California, and also a tongue-in-cheek video of my search for the COVID cure. Some people, depends on your sense of humor. You know, if you got a skin as thin as onion paper, you might not get the humor in it. But I hope most people would find humor in it and get the sense of the tongue-in-cheek presentation I'm trying to present, to make the subject a little bit more light and not so down in the mouth doomsday type. So anyway, I hope you guys will go back, look at my older videos, maybe get a laugh at them. Tell me if you like them or not, what you think of them compared to the newer ones I've made. I am trying to improve everything I do. Like I said, this is an evolving video channel, a dog travel channel, and I'm trying to take what I learn from the other videos I see on the internet that I think a great deal of, trying to learn how they incorporate their little tricks into their video to enhance my videos also. So anyway, all of you out there, I hope you're dry, I hope you're warm, I hope you're safe, and please, if even for a good laugh, go back and look at some of my older RV travel videos. And I hope to be seeing you again soon. I got to get this darn window of mine fixed somehow, somewhere, hopefully before the end of December. And I'd still like to get things prepped and get the heck out of this Pacific Northwest winter and down south sometime in the next 3 months. So take care. I don't know if I'll have any videos of Washington State parks this year because of this weather, but there's going to be more to come. I do have plans. I do have videos in mind, and I'm working on scripts for them. So take care, stay safe, and stay warm. Bye-bye.